Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I hope you guys are ready to get this Good Friday started. I know I am. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a good day. So I hope you guys are being safe out there and you're just ready to get the morning started. So today, the fearless thought for the day is it's a question, because I ask myself a lot of questions, because sometimes you have those deep I talk to myself, so I have these deep conversations with myself. And, at that point, he's like, I think I'm just going to give up on this, or I'm not going to follow through on that. Or when you hear people say, life ain't worth it no more. That relationship ain't worth it no more. No. Or when I was contemplating suicide, like when I tried to kill myself, like I was determined to kill myself. Good morning, Margaret. I was bound and determined to jump out that window. Please understand, I was bound and determined to jump out that window. Good morning, Miss Valerie. Because I had the thought, life is just not worth living right now. It's just not worth living at all. So I don't care that I got 2 kids. I'm jumping out this window because I can't take this pain anymore. And it made me think, JoJo, because I was thinking about this last night. How do you know that your life is not worth it? How do you know that your dreams are not worth pursuing? How do you know that ain't nobody really gonna love you like the way you want to be? How do you know that? How do you know for certain, so far ahead, the thing that you're so adamant today is true? How do you know that for sure? When you think about the negatives in your life, so we're going to relate this to the negative stuff, right? How do you know that the change that you want to see is not worth it? How do you know that, okay, JoJo, this is where I am today, I can't see my way through past this second. And so, JoJo, I can't possibly think about tomorrow or the next day. I can't think about dreams. I can't think about any of that. How do you know, or you've already decided the dream that you have, the idea or the thought or that inspiration that hit you, how do you know it's not worth it? Who told you that? Who gave you that answer? Right now. That's right. It's temporary. How do you know? So I had to ask myself that, because I was determined that if my husband hit me one more time, I had to make a decision. Am I going to die at his hands, or am I going to die trying to leap, right? And so when I was I'm going to try to kill myself. And let me tell you how Jesus just set that up. I'm bound and determined after the night we've had that I'm just going to end it all. I'm going to kill myself. And I'm standing there and I'm looking out the window, and there's concrete at the bottom of the window because the driveway is there. And I think, if I hit it, will it really hurt? Is it going to hurt as bad as when he pushed me out the car? Is it going to hurt as bad as when he punched me in the eye or the lip or the nose? Is it going to hurt that bad? Because if it's going to hurt that bad, I might be able to handle that, because I've been handling that for a little bit. And as I was saying, JoJo, this is it. I'm going, no more. The window wouldn't even open. The window wouldn't open. The window was sealed shut. Who seals windows shut in houses? The window was sealed shut. And then the thought came to me, how do you know that your life's not worth it? How do you know? Who told you that? And why did you believe them so much so that it overtook your entire being, that you stopped believing in yourself and Y'all know I told you a couple of weeks ago to trust the knower, to trust yourself, because you've been so busy listening to other people that you've forgotten to trust your gut, to trust your instinct and your intuition. And so when you're ready to jump or do something different, or to live your dream, or to think, what if? You don't trust it because you're so used to somebody else telling you what you can and cannot do, that the you inside of you, you've shut them up for so long that they're fighting to have a voice as well. So you have outside voices speaking to you, tell you what you can't do, but you have that small, quiet voice that's steady telling you that you can do. And so the voice today should ask you this question: who told you it wasn't worth it? Who told you that? Who told you that that dream that you have, no matter how, what's the word I want to use, grandiose it is? Who told you it wasn't worth it? Who told you that? I had to ask myself that question today. I had that question to myself last night. I dreamed about it. I thought about it this morning. It had me crying this morning. I already been crying, so don't pay that any attention. Who said that it's not worth it? How do you know your change is not worth it? How do you know that what you see here is not as real as what's going to be over there? Who told you you couldn't do that? Jojo, who told you you couldn't be your sister's keeper? Margaret, who told you couldn't change the world? Right. Exactly. And so you've got to learn to trust that small voice inside of you. I call it God. I call it your soul, your spirit. You've got to learn to trust that, because you've been so busy trusting everybody else's voice. Why not trust your own? Here's a quote: there's only one history of any importance, and it is the history of what you could once believed in, and the history of what you came to believe in. There's only one history of importance, and it's the history of what you once believed in and the history of what you came to believe in. What are you starting to believe in now? Because if we ask the question today, how do you know that your dream is not worth pursuing? How do you know your life is not this great, amazing thing? How do you know that you're not supposed? Why are we so... Let me ask another question. Why are you so hell-bent on believing all the negative, but you're not hell-bent on believing the positive? How can we be Christians and believe that we only live in lack, but on Sundays or in front of everybody, we speak the positive? How we do that? Why are we so hell-bent on thinking less is our first, middle, and last name, but we're not hell-bent on believing something greater for ourselves? Who told us? Who told us that? And why are we so adamant to believe that? On this Good Friday, this is Good Friday, who told you that was the way it's supposed to be? And so that was a crossroads for me. So apparently I didn't kill myself and didn't jump out the window, because the good Lord, I couldn't even get the window open. So, there you go. And I had that thought, who told me that this was the only way out? Who told me that this was the solution to the answer? Which brings us back full circle. If you've been watching the show for a while, you got to make room for the answer. If I'm so busy consuming my life with the negative, if I'm so busy consuming my life with what I can and cannot do, what I can and cannot have, who does and does not love me, if that consumes all of my time, my sister and my brother, you will never see the answer that is there. You will never see your greatness. You will never see the people that love you, truly love you. You will never see true friendship. You'll never have real relationships with your family. You think you love your family? You don't, because you can't surround yourself with negative and then try to stick one positive in there. So what do we learn in math? First of all, I'm horrible in math, right? A negative plus a positive is still a negative. So at some point, you're going to need some more positives up in that joint to take out the negative people. Who told you that you couldn't do it? And why are we believing it? I think we believe it because we have become conditioned and inundated with information that we are supposed to have lack, that we are supposed to struggle and strife. And we have been so inundated with it in everywhere we look, in our communities and our family and our relationships and how we talk, that we don't even think about it anymore. It's normal for me to think that I'm always going to have to struggle to pay a bill. It's normal for me to think that I'm always going to live paycheck to paycheck. It's normal for me to think that nobody's going to love me. It's normal for me to think that my relationships are always going to be crazy. It's normal for me to think the crazy is real. And so the minute you decide that you're going to live past crazy, and you say, who told me that and why am I believing that? And then you start to challenge that. That's when the true growth begins. That's when the journey begins. And then it's the baby steps that you take along the way, because it is the small steps that make the accumulation of the transformation a great thing. Because there's not one thing that you're going to say that was, for me, it was a lot of small things along the way that helped in my transition. And that was one of the small, I ain't going to say it was small, but it was that thought that I allowed in my mind for just a second. Like, yeah. And you know what other thought I had? If I die, what is he going to tell my children about me? Here's another thought. Do you want somebody else to tell your narrative, your story of your life, and let them define you how they see you and not how you are? Like, how we going to do that? How do you know your life is not worth it? How do you know that what you see right now is it? How do you know that the change you're seeking for is not worth it? How do you know that? Why are you stopping it before it starts? Why are we not allowing any good thoughts before the negative take over? Why do we only accept the negative and not the positive? I have a lot of questions today. Clearly. Why? Why do I assume that this is my end all to be out? Why do I assume that, yep, I'm going to live paycheck yep, that's what I'm going to do. Yep, I'm going to complain about not having money every day. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Why am I accepting it? How do you know that your dream is not worth it? How do you know? Here's the quote for the day. And it's by Kate Boyle and White as Snow. There's only one history of any importance. And it's the history of what you once believed in and the history of what you came to believe in. What are you believing in now? Because we already know the past, right? So what is your future looking like? Or are you believing that your future is going to be your past because you ain't trying to challenge it? And here's the thing, y'all, on this self-growth, whatever you want to call it, this journey to live past crazy, this journey to the new you meeting yourself along the way. Here's the thing. You not only you're fighting the old you and the new you. That's what you're doing. Hold on one second. Let me move out this lady way so she can park. Not only is that what you're doing, you are challenging yourself every step of the way. And why wouldn't you challenge yourself? Right? Why wouldn't you challenge? Because here's the thing. I can be bold and brave and challenge everybody around me. But I'm not bold and brave to challenge myself to want to change, to do different. Why is that? Who told you your dream was not worth it? Who told you that this is all you gonna get? So don't ask for nothing more. Who told you you just got to accept this, boo? It ain't ever gonna change. Who told you you couldn't want more? Who told you to feel bad for wanting more? Or wanting different? Or wanting love in a different way? Wanting a relationship in a different way? Wanting a friendship in a different way? Who told you all of that was wrong? Who told you your life was not worth it? And if it was you, why did you tell yourself that? Because the past has already been established. The future is yet to come. So all we have is today. So what if today you thought the thought, you shared the feeling, you had the idea? What if just today you let that be free? This is Good Friday. Here's another quote. Only in the fever of creation could she recreate her own life. And that simply means, I'll read it one more time. Only in the fever of creation could she recreate her own life. And that simply means right here where you're mad because it is what it is. And you mad because you want this. But you complaining because it is what it is. And you're not making space for the answer. Or you have the answer, you just don't want to do the work of the answer. Right there where you're mad, that's your opportunity to recreate the life. That's the opportunity where you question, who told me that what I'm asking for is not worth it? Who told me what I want is unreasonable? Who told me that? Why am I accepting that? Why am I intentionally accepting less than? Why? Why is that? So I've had an emotional morning. I was thinking about this last night. I done cried this morning. And if for y'all that don't know, I love Maya Angelou. When I was a little girl, got my first typewriter. I forgot how old I was when I got my first typewriter. 6. I got my first computer at 9, so I had to get my typewriter first. And I would type literally till there were holes in the ribbon. And then I would flip it over and type some more. And then somewhere along the way, I read Why Do Cage Birds Sing by Maya Angelou. And I fell in love with her. And then she did a poem at President Clinton's inauguration. And I loved it. I love Maya Angelou so much. I found the school she was teaching at, Winston-Salem State. And I applied there. And if y'all ever let me hear to tell the story, I'll tell it to the day I die. They never wrote me back to tell me if I got accepted. When I tell you I was heartbroken, I wasn't accepting no other college acceptance letters because I had told my mama I was going to Winston-Salem State to meet Maya Angelou. That's what I was going to do. Period. There was no other else. Because she understood that I loved the words. And so this morning, she just happened to pop up on my YouTube. And she said something that got me, all emotional and tore up. But it made me think about, she said something that she believed when she was 6. So if y'all don't know her story, when she was 7, she was raped by her mother's boyfriend. And she told them he was arrested for one day and one night. And she said to herself, I hope you die. I hope you get kicked to death. And the next day, the police came and said he had died. He had been kicked to death. And she thought her words had killed him. And she didn't speak. She stopped speaking at 7 and didn't speak again till she was almost 13. Not a mumbling word. Didn't open up her mouth. Because she thought her words had killed him. And nobody knew that she had said it in her head. So nobody knew why she stopped talking. And so she said it reminded her that your words are powerful. Your words have life. And your words can be dangerous or they can be abundant. They can be detrimental to you or they can speak life to you. So today, be conscious of your words. Be mindful of what you say to yourself. Forget what other people are saying to you. What are you saying to yourself? Yes, trauma. What are we saying to ourselves? And I think sometimes self-inflicted abuse far worse, honey, than what my ex-husband could put on me. So just imagine if you've been in abusive, mental, emotional and mental abuse are harder than physical. I might be able to heal from a my bruised eye, my busted lip. But that mental and emotional system, it got a tight grip on you. So you got that, and then you add yourself defamation of character of yourself, of your own words. On top of it, you're choking yourself to death. I'm just saying. You are killing yourself slowly with your words and with the words that you allow other people to say to you and the words that you allow to receive. And when it becomes real to you that words really are life, and you start protecting what you see and what you hear and what you say, you become more mindful of your words, of how you talk to yourself. Me too, Margaret. I'm not fixing to call myself the B word. I'm not fixing to call myself a hoe, a hussy, a heifer. I'm not fixing to do that. And I'm not fixing to let you call me one neither. Even if we is just joking. You can jokingly call me sister. You can jokingly call me your friend. Why do you have to add defamation to my name? And why do I have to accept that? Just asking. So today's thought for the day. How do you know your life is not worth living? How do you know your change is not worth it? And your words, are they killing you? Are your words killing you? Not the words somebody else done said, but the words JoJo say to herself. Are they killing me? I'm just asking. So, because this is Good Friday. So what better day to have a good thought than on Good Friday, right? So I'm just saying. Who told you your life was not worth living? And who told you your dream wasn't worth it? Who told you that the change that you want right now is not worth it? Who keeps telling us these things? And why do we keep accepting that? Can we get mad as hell about that for a minute? I'm mad. I'm emotional and I'm mad. I'm emotional because I listened to Maya this morning and she made me remember and reminded me of some things that I needed to do. But then you get mad because you think, why in the world have I been believing this? And who told me that? And why? How do you know your life is not worth living? And how do you know your dreams are not worth it? How do you know your change is not worth it? Here's the 2 quotes for today. There's only one thing of any importance, and it is the history of what you once believed in and the history of what you came to believe in. And that is by Kay Boyle and White as Snow. The other one is, only in the fever of creation could she recreate her own lost life. And I cannot pronounce this lady's name. Anaisnin. Anais Nin. Only in the fever of creation could she recreate her own life. Only when you get mad about it. Only when you get frustrated and upset that you believe in stuff that folk just told you willy-nilly, that you get mad and you start recreating the life that you lost. Because, my sister, there's so much more to you than that. I'm just saying. And what perfect thing today. Hold on. I got on I Am My Sister's Keeper's t-shirt with my Sister Keeper earrings. I got these in California. Actually, I rooted them off. I ain't gonna say rooted, but I asked this lady told I liked her earrings so much, she finally just took them off and gave them to me. It's like, here. And it's a woman with her afro shine. And can you see her? So this is her face and this is her hair. Isn't that cute? I am my sister's keeper. So today, my sisters and my brothers, who told you that? Who told you weren't worth it? Who told you your dreams weren't worth it? Who told you this is not how it's going to be, how it's supposed to be? Who told you to always accept the lack and the less? Who told us that? And why do we accept that? I got a lot of questions today. So, on this Freedom Friday, Fearless Friday, Good Friday, A to the man, your words are life. Please don't kill yourself with your own words. Because this is the way I see it. There's enough negativity in the world from outside people that if you listen close enough, their words could kill you alone. Why am I purposely doing it myself? Your words are killing you. You're killing yourself. You're doing it to yourself, and it is passing down to your children and your children's children. And it has now become a generational, emotional roller coaster that your grandchildren are accepting as reality because that's what you're presenting as truth. They're accepting it as reality because that's what you're presenting as truth, when all you've done is kill yourself with negative words. And so now they assume they've got to kill themselves with negative words, and the cycle continues. Yes, Margaret, what you say to yourself is critical. Don't kill yourself with your own words. I'm just saying. And for all my Bible scholars, Christians out there who say, well, I'm standing on the word of the Lord. Everything Jesus thought, everything that he spoke, it became so. It became real. It became a living thing. He told you life and death was in the power of the tongue. He said in the beginning was the word. And then he spoke the word and created the entire world. So imagine what you're doing to yourself when you have that self-talk. Imagine the world of negativity that you are creating, my sister. Imagine a world of positivity that you could create if you changed your words. Imagine how your household would change if your words change. Imagine if your words changed with yourself, how you would change. So if y'all missed the show yesterday, I talked about how you can't force change on nobody and how hard that was for me to learn. And that if you want to see change in somebody else, what you do is you change your direction. That means you change your behavior, you change your thoughts, you change your words. Because if this is crazy and I'm slowly changing my direction, crazy only has two options. He's got to leave, or he's going to adjust to me. And over here is no crazy. Can't force it on people. I'm just saying. That's true when it says be the change you want to see. So today, be the change you want to see. Ask yourself, who told me that I could not do this? Who told me I couldn't have this? Who told me I couldn't have better? Who told me I had to live in that? Who told me that this was as far as I was ever going to go? Who told you that, and why are you accepting that? And then why are you killing yourself with your own words and negativity? Why? Before you got up this morning, and I had to be so mindful, and I've only mastered this in the last year and a half, because I practiced it, but I wasn't mastering it. But now, I can catch it before the thought even forms. Before you wake up in the morning, my back hurt, my leg hurt, you sit on the side of the bed, I hate this house, ooh, this stink, look at my hair, I got it, my nails look bad, Lord Jesus, look at my toes, I ain't painting them. Ooh, you stand up and stretch. Lord, my back, my legs. Ooh, Lord, look at my stomach. I done got that. I'm going to eat right. Then you go in your kitchen, or you wash your face and you brush your teeth and you look at yourself. Look at this hair. Now, what in the world am I going to do with this mess on top of my head? And you put your clothes on. Lord, I look frumpy and fat and ugly in this. And then, Lord, look how big my feet look in these shoes. I haven't even made it to breakfast yet. And I have eaten myself alive with all the negativity that I could possibly think of. And I ain't met a soul yet. And I have downed myself to this big. I ain't need nobody's help. I ain't been up 5 minutes. And I done talked junk about myself so bad. I don't need nobody else's participation. So by the time I get to breakfast, while you eating that, you know it's going to make your stomach hurt. You know you're fat anyway, but you going to go ahead and eat it. And then you get to work. Oh, look at her. Lord, I wish I looked like that. And then you're self-criticizing yourself. And then You have the outside forces that are adding to that. Sister, why are you killing yourself with your words? Why? So I have now, and I ain't even ashamed. Please don't be ashamed to admit what you're good at, what makes your light shine. I have mastered this self-talk. Now, I ain't going to tell you some in the mornings, I got it. I ain't going to tell you some days it don't seep in, but that's where my purpose partners come in, my Margarets, my Valeries, my Jasmines, my Kebas. They come in and they take over with this and run the self-thought out. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm so thankful. I got the eyes. I go down my whole body. Thank you for the hair on my head. My eyes, the fact that I can even think a thought, that I can move freely about. I'm not contained. I'm not paralyzed. And when I tell you, by the time I finish getting dressed, I am on 10,000 with self-affirmation of love for myself. Please don't kill yourself with words. With your own words. And you ain't even met nobody today. This all before you leave the house. Just saying. Only in the fever of creation could she recreate her own lost life. And I know I used that quote like 3 times, but it speaks to me. So today's fearless thought for the day. Who told you your life was not worth it? Who told you that's the way it was supposed to be? Who told you? And why are you accepting that? Get mad about that thing. I'm mad. Can't tell. I'm a little frustrated about that thing. Who told you? Who told you that? So on this Fearless Friday, this Freedom Friday, I am my sister's keeper. This is your safe place to think about what if, to challenge it, to think a different thought, to have a different mindset. Find you some purpose partners. I'm just saying. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, we have a YouTube channel where you can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Yes, ma'am, we are free because it is written. But if you don't accept it, please understand you will stay where you at. That's why you can't preach your way out of it. They can't preach you to feel better. You can't fall out enough. They can't sing enough good songs. Because it's emotion. Until you get to the reality of it, let's take all the emotion out of it. Take all the feel good out of it. What am I going to do about my situation? What action step am I going to do? If you look at the Bible, every miracle required an action from somebody. Even the woman with the issue of blood had to get up and go and touch the hem of the garment. Even the man at the gate called Beautiful had to keep asking. And then when he said get up and walk, he had to, what? Get up. So you can't go to church, get all the things, okay? You can't be falling out, speaking in tongues, have the holy oil sprayed on it, honey. They done rolled you in it, dipped you in it, and you've been deep fried in the holy oil of Jesus Christ, and you're not doing the action. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Please make sure you share the video with your friends and family who you know need to live past crazy, who need just maybe another little step or a different way to think or have a different thought process than what they normally do. And ask somebody today, and more importantly, ask yourself and allow yourself to answer. Who told you that this was it? Who told you you got to be sick? I'm a believer that my words heal my body. Whenever my children get sick, please understand, mommy has all the essential oils, number one, or whatever else natural thing I can find. But if I don't have none of that, please understand what I'm doing is I am walking over them and speaking life into whatever it is that hurts or ails them, to the point where they do it themselves now. They tell me what they've done. Your words heal and your words can kill. So what are you going to do? Is this your parking space?
There's the counselor right behind me that's going to need her space.
Okay, thank you. So what are you going to do about that? Your words can heal or your words can kill. I'm just saying. Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate you. Guys, please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. I'm just saying. Know that your words are life and powerful. I'm trying to back out this parking space, but there's so much traffic going. And this lady was so rude to me, but I smiled at her anyway. Because life and death lie in the power of the tongue. Either I'm going to allow you to get mad at me, or I'm going to allow you to make me mad at you, or I'm going to do something different about it. I'm just saying. So please make sure you share the video today. If you missed any of it, please go back and watch it. It was an emotional. I tried my best not to cry. But I'm just saying, who told you not to believe in yourself? Who told you your dream was not worth it? Who told you that? And why we believe that? I'm just asking. Right. Thank you, Margaret. Me too. Me too. And these are the people that are normally always late. So today they're early. So it's all right. I'm just going to find a different parking space. It's okay. It's going to be okay. All right, guys. Of course, you cannot drive and hold the phone at the same time. So I'm in the show here. I hope you have an amazing Friday. This is Fearless Friday, Freedom Friday, Good Friday. Stop killing yourself with your own words. Ask yourself why you keep believing what other people tell you is your lack. Why are you believing that, and why are you accepting that? When are you going to get mad about that and do something about that? I am my sister's keeper. My t-shirt, I am my sister's keeper. Grab you one at livepastcrazy.com. Under the store section, they are available. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Friday, and I will see you here bright and early on Monday morning. Have a good one.